She managed to take all the money from him. At one point, I thought it was black magic. Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a friend of mine, family friend of mine, who I know personally. He's 85 years old at the moment. Very nice guy, down to earth. Only has one problem. He likes to give money away. So the story goes, this man was married. He was a painter. He had his own house, paid off his own house, and at one point his wife passed away. He lived alone for a while, and at some point he decided to go to Thailand. At the time he was, I think he was 70 years old at the time. So he met a young girl, went to the usual destinations, Phuket, Pattaya, Koh Samui, all that stuff, and they fell in love. Now, I met the man when he was 75, so I've known him for nearly 10 years. He was with her at the time. He'd travel back and forth to Thailand, go see her. They go on holidays, and he always used to take with him $10,000. Now, that's what he told me. Yeah. So every time he'd go visit her, he'd take $10,000. They go on holiday, they spend the money, and then he'd come back. So when I met him, he used to tell me his stories. He spent a lot of time with him at the coffee shops in Melbourne. When I met my wife, I told him I had met a Thai girl, and he was all happy and excited, and we had something to talk about together on that matter. We decided to go to Thailand together. So as we were planning to come to Thailand together, he'd tell me more about her and more about what they've done together. So he had bought her a house in Thailand. It cost him, I think it cost him about 5 million baht. It was quite expensive. I'll put the price down the bottom. And he had drilled for water, he had bought her cows, he had bought her all sorts of things. So already, we're looking at around about $200,000 Australian, which is quite a lot of money. So we decided to come down together. I brought my dad as well. He's very good friends with him. And we came down together. We came to the country for a little bit, came here, our house. He stayed here only 2 or 3 days, and then they went on their way to the usual holidays where they usually go. So as we're sitting here chatting away, Dad, the old man, and her together, I said to her, why don't we go for a trip to Burida, and we can see your place, we can do this. And the old man got up and said, oh, that's a great idea. And straight away she stopped. She said, no, I don't want to go there. He said, why not? He said, oh, there's no one there, my brother's gone, he's working, and there's no one there at the moment. So he said, that's all right. She goes, no, I really don't want to go there. I thought, oh, that's funny. So I asked my wife, what's going on with that? He's pretty much told her to get it out of her, because I wanted to find out. I wanted to tell him, because I felt sorry for the guy, You built a house for her, he did this, and she's doing something shifty, So the wife came back to me and she said, I think she sold the house on him, and she's pocketed all the money. At one point, when we were here, just sitting down, she said she wanted to get something to eat and she needed some money. He had given her money before, probably about 6 hours before. He had given her quite a bit of money, 2,000 or 3,000 baht, I think. And he said to her, where's the money that I gave you before? She said, it's gone. I need more money. And as soon as she touched him, bang, out comes the money. This happened quite frequently. He was very soft. And I told my wife, just while you get something to eat with her, just see what she says on the matter. So they go get something to eat, they come back. And at some point when me and my wife were alone, I told her what's going on with her. She seems to be. That wasn't the only time she's taken money. She takes money from him all the time, and this happens very regularly. I just don't see it myself. I just saw it for the first time at that time, and then as we were out together and go to restaurants and stuff, like, she kept asking for money. It wasn't. She never stopped asking for money. And I told my wife, I go, what's going on with that? And she said, it's black magic. I thought, what's that? I'm not really a believer in black magic, but I was curious to see what she had to say. And she says she's cast a spell on him, and every time she touches him or every time they're together, he goes soft and he gives her money. I was thinking, okay, well, any guy who's a bit soft will just give her money, but it had come to a point where it was ridiculous. He'd give her money all the time, and she'd take the money, she'd spend it, or she'd pocketed it or something, and she was putting the money somewhere, and I don't think she was spending it. So she was saving it, pretty much. So anyway, after that, he left, went on his holidays, stuff. Then when we went back to Melbourne to go back to work, he rang me up and he said to me, Nick, I need your help. I go, what's wrong? He goes, I need to send some money to her and it's not working at the moment. I go, okay. So at one point we went to Western Union and we went there and we tried to send her money into her account and it was declined. So the reason was she had multiple accounts going into her account, money going into her account, and it was declining because it seemed like fraud. That's what the post office told me. I told him, no, you can't send the money. It's not through Western Union. It's impossible. The only way you can do it is go to your bank and go straight to in her account. And he said, okay, I'll do that. But she was on the phone ringing him about 20 times at that point, begging for money, like literally begging for money. on the phone. And I said, you can't do it now. You know, you have to, because it was a Saturday at that time, and in Melbourne, banks are closed on Saturday and Sunday. So he couldn't do it till Monday. And she was shouting and screaming, and she was carrying on, and she was, so that was the end of that. He was on a video call to her just before we went to Western Union. I had a look at her face and I think, whoa, she's changed, you know. She had done her lips, she had done her eyes, she had done all sorts of stuff. So she had made a lot of money selling that house. And I told him about it, and he goes, oh, that's fine, you know, I don't care, you know. He brushes it off, he tries to deny it. So after she sold the house, we found out that she was living with her brother in Bangkok. And she doesn't stop messaging him, she doesn't stop asking for money. If you add the house and you add, you know, the holidays they went on, the money he spent on her, the money he sent her every time, you're looking at 500k, guys. I mean, that's a lot of money, you know. I worked it out, and it's probably at least that, you know. So guys, this is a message to even the old guys, even the young guys, doesn't matter. Just be careful who you find. In this country, foreigners, they look like they have money. So depending on the girls, some girls, they don't care whether you got money or not. Some girls, they look at you like you're a walking ATM. And some girls just fall in love with foreigners, you know. It's not rare. You just got to be careful, guys. That's all. So that was the story of the old man, guys. Don't want to mention his name or anything because he wanted to remain anonymous. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you could, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.